12 things America could learn from Australia.
Oi, oi, oi.
That's what we could learn, saying oi, oi, oi all the
We're
time.
pretty close. We sometimes do it every once in a while. We might be like,
Yeah.
oi, but not like Australian style.
Like a Filipino style,
Yeah.
because we're in the Philippines. Not that far from Australia. It's only
No.
like an 8-hour flight to Sydney from here.
We see some Aussies every once in a while.
Yeah,
So-
if you guys would like us to come check out Australia, we would love to come there.
But what can we learn from Australia just from this video? I mean,
can learn
obviously,
this.
obviously we'll learn stuff if we go to Australia, but what is this guy going to tell us?
12 things.
What's good, y'all? Tristan here, and today I'm going to be going over 12 things that America could learn from Australia. Pardon me if it is a little bit loud. I am filming this in a public park, but that is actually my first thing that
Very
I think
calm
America could learn
public
from
park.
Australia is how to build a park. This goes way beyond just how to build a park, but really how to build like any like nice public facility. If you look at the park in right now, I mean, I can show you, there's this huge playscape just right over there.
Whoa,
I
what
can
the
just shove
heck?
it up, but
That's
not what a
sick.
typical
We didn't have
playscape in
anything
Australia-
like that when we were a kid. That one's crazy.
Playscape just right over there. I'll show a
Wow.
picture.
There's like, wow, that's really cool.
It's like a roller coaster.
And then there's that, sometimes these net things like now, like in the past like 15 years, not when we were really kids, maybe you, but they're like off next to the playgrounds.
And they're nowhere near that big.
Look at these slides.
That's sick.
Serve it up.
Should've grew up
But
in
that is
Australia.
what a typical playscape in Australia looks like. I'll throw some more
They're
pictures up just so you
huge
can
slides,
see
man.
what a playscape in Australia looks like. But this, like here, this picture right here is what a playscape in America looks like. Playscapes here are
That's
so
a,
much
that's a
bigger.
nice
Kids
one, too. What
Where's
the
he
heck?
from where he calls them playscapes?
Yeah, what?
California. He looks like a
He
California
definitely
guy.
is. He's a Cali guy.
have it way better. But beyond
We call
playscapes,
them
this goes to like
playgrounds.
skate parks, for example. Skate parks here are in every city. They're awesome. They're huge. They're nice. Not the same in America. You know, a city might have one or two nice ones, but in Australia there are way more, and overall they're much nicer. There are so many examples of
Skate
great
parks are
public
kind
parks.
of, in the U.S., are kind of where like the hooligans, the delinquents hang out.
Yeah, and if you're like not part of the crew, you might get kicked out of there.
Yeah.
Public facilities in Australia. Pretty much every single city here in Australia, not like all, but most of them have these things called lagoons. They're not really like lagoons, they're just public pools, but they call them lagoons. But check
Public
out how
pool?
nice these things are. These are
Whoa,
free pools
wow.
open to the public. They're absolutely beautiful, and they're right in the city center. I'm currently in Airlie Beach. This is
That-
what
I
Airlie
did not
Beach
know
looks
that.
like. Brisbane also has a nice one. The parks here are
Wow.
just so much nicer, and everything related to them is nicer. Oh, and there's like free electric grills, like right over there. There's two perfectly clean electric grills, and oh, and free bathrooms. Like, God, I need to like, this could have been like 5 points all on its own. But anyways, point number one, parks in Australia are so much nicer, and the US could learn how to build parks like Australia. The second
Electric grills, though, they don't have the old rusty, like, put your own charcoal in the grill things that
Yeah.
we have at our parks.
The area we're from is, I would guess a big reason Australia is kind of like this is that a lot of Australians are very outdoorsy, I would say. Maybe you like the nature a little bit more. And the area we're from, a lot of people like to go outside too. So we have parks that have grills, but they're nowhere near on that level.
They're not electric grills. They're like
No.
old little boxes that
Yeah.
kind of sit on a pole.
And the parks are just like some trees with a path through it.
Yeah. You know, that's cool too.
Yeah.
There's no giant jungle gym.
thing
though.
that America could learn from Australia is how to make a thing of coffee. The coffee here is so nice, it's so fancy, it's so well done. Just like
what
a
about
basic cheap
Starbucks?
cup of coffee, they just put so much more like attention to detail in it. I can't really talk too much on this because I don't drink coffee, I don't like it. But literally,
Neither do
everyone who
we,
comes here,
so-
like Americans, non-Americans,
This guy doesn't
everyone
even
who comes here is
drink
like,
coffee. I don't drink coffee, but America should do coffee like Australia.
Australia has the absolute best coffee in the world. All right, now the third thing America can learn from Australia is traffic circles. Oh my God. All right, they have traffic circles freaking everywhere here. You'll find them in neighborhoods, you'll find them in towns, you'll find them connecting big roads. Will it be traffic circles with like 2-3 lanes on them? They are so common, and they just speed up the flow of traffic so much. Like there are so many like small stoplights that we have in America. That could be eliminated if we put a traffic circle there? Like no joke, there's probably about
Common- a
1/4
little
the
more
amount of
common
stop signs
now,
in
but not
Australia as
too
there are in
much.
America.
The city where I live in back in the U.S., they like did recent renovation to add a few, but there's still some massive stoplight right after all of them, so it
Yeah.
kind of defeats the purpose a little bit. But and some people don't necessarily know how to use them in the U.S. But
People really come up on them, and they like seem like they're cautious to go
Mhm.
in, and then it ends up taking longer because they don't know what they're doing.
Mhm.
And then when we were in Europe, a few times, like driving in Europe, Iceland, specifically in Georgia. People just go right in those things, don't even care.
Yeah.
Smooth.
Very efficient.
Because of the traffic circles, and also they just put a lot more like yield signs up instead of stop signs. So like if you don't have to totally stop, those put a yield sign there, which is also kind of nice. All right, so the fourth thing I think America could learn from Australia is how to package and sell watermelon. What I mean by this is in America,
Oddly
like, if you're
specific?
buying watermelon, it's probably gonna be like a full entire watermelon, or you can get like a little thing of like little like dice cubes of watermelon. The issue is like the little dice cubes are usually pretty expensive, and it's just like, you know, enough for like 1 or 2 people, and then the whole entire watermelon is like way too much for one person. And like honestly, I am from a family
Speak
of
for
4.
yourself, sir. I can eat a whole watermelon any day.
Watermelon.
Put it in a big bowl and then put it in the fridge when you're done. See you later.
You can do one of those videos where they.
Yeah, I could do that.
And one watermelon's too much for our family usually. Here in Australia, usually when you're at the grocery store, you're gonna see quarter melon.
It's interesting to see
Watermelon's
like
too much for our family.
the car that drives
Here in
by here in the
Australia, usually
background.
when you're
That's a
at
very outdoorsy car right
very
there.
outdoorsy.
That's an Outback driver right
Grocery store,
there.
you're gonna see quarter melons, and they sell them by the quarter melon. This makes so much sense. It doesn't cost more. It probably saves a lot of melon. You just cut the melon, wrap it up in some saran wrap, and then sell it in force. Easy as that. The fifth one is a little bit weird, but that is we could learn from Australia to not put so much water in our toilets. I don't know what it is about their
Okay.
toilets here, but I feel like they're
Less
just like way more
splashing?
advanced than our toilets. So
Less water
in America,
waste?
like for some reason, it's a really common thing. Like I was just used to like having water splash my butt from like pooping into it, and it like splashing up. And then when you're flushing the toilet, you know, it's like shoo shoo shoo, and you know, it does like the whole like spinny thing and then sucks down. It's like one long flush with a bunch of water. Well, here in Australia, their toilets just have a little bit of water, and then your butt doesn't get wet when you poop. There's no splashing going on.
That is very interesting. Like that's a thing that I never really realized that the U.S. does. But now that I think about it, yeah, it's true. U.S. definitely puts a lot more water in their bowls.
We love to waste everything.
Yeah.
But the only thing, if you're like not lined up and your poop line's right here,
Yeah, it gets really dirty.
kind of sucks. You
Especially
know?
if you've maybe just had some like Indian food or something and it's a little bit softer. It kind of scrapes all over.
So messy.
Just have a little bit of water, and then your butt doesn't get wet when you poop. There's no splashing going on. Can't believe I'm saying this. Anyways, and then on top of that, they also have like buttons. They have a button for poo and a button for pee. Some American toilets do have this, but I think it's like a law here in Australia, because every single toilet I've seen has had those 2 little buttons to save some
My
water.
parents
The
have that at
sixth
their
thing
house
that
now,
America
so.
could learn from Australia is
Common,
free
more
/
common.
cheap sunscreen. You're probably laughing at me as I say this
Sunscreen.
while I'm all burnt, but that's just because I was on a boat for the past 3 days. Here in Australia, you can get like a full giant 1-liter thing of sunscreen, like enough for an entire family for an
Wow,
entire
what?
summer for like, I think it's like $8. Like they're like super cheap. And beyond that, I usually don't pay at all for sunscreen.
It's like $8 for sunscreen like this big in the U.S.
Yeah, sunscreen's like really annoyingly expensive because you need it. You don't want skin cancer and stuff like that, but it's so expensive for like small bottles. That's so insane that they have good prices there.
Wait until you go to a Asian country where white people go to a lot.
Yeah, you find if you're on a beach place, you go up and you get the little bottle for $8, and it
Doesn't work.
Yeah, I wonder. So is that stuff good quality still, even if it's that cheap? Because we've bought cheaper sunscreen and it doesn't work as well.
It says SPF 50 plus.
But it's not SPS 50 plus 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 plus.
That's
plus
true. It's
plus.
not all the different radiation
Yeah.
levels.
summer for like, I think it's like $8. Like they're like super cheap. And beyond that, I usually don't pay at all for
$8
sunscreen because it's just
Australian
free at most places. Like if you go to like a hotel, if you go to a, I don't know, an office, a restaurant, like
Hotels?
imagine like how hand sanitizer is free in America in a lot of places. They just have sunscreen laying out in different places like that.
Whoa,
You just get
that's
some, you know, put it on. if
I
you
mean, it
want.
makes
This-
sense because Australia's sun and their ozone layer stuff, you get extra fried there. So
Highest rate of skin cancer or whatever in the world. So yeah, it's a good thing that they're actually willing to address that problem by helping people with it.
who would have thought throwing a bunch of people with British descendants into like the worst spot for UV radiation would result in a lot of skin cancer?
This is so nice and makes so much sense. I'm not completely sure on this, but I think the government subsidizes sunscreen a little bit. I think that's how they get it
That's
so cheap.
cool.
Not positive, but anyways, it makes so much sense because because the government also pays for the healthcare here, you're gonna have to be paying a lot more for skin cancer than you are gonna be paying for sunscreen. All right, now the seventh thing.
Another reason why America needs universal healthcare and government-funded healthcare. Things like that. It's not all about the dang companies making money off of people trying to protect themselves from skin cancer.
It's good to be preventative rather than reactionative.
I guess that's a word you could use.
America could learn from Australia is work-life balance and how to party.
Oh, yeah.
Australians, man, they love to have fun. They love to get drunk. They party hard. Additionally, just kind of the culture here and in Europe, they get a lot more paid time off for vacation. Typically, you get about 5 paid weeks off for vacation here. So that could be one of the reasons why they have a better work-life balance. But even when they're not on vacation, just on like a typical weekend, Australians like love to go out. They love to have fun. I don't know. I just feel like they do a little bit better job at partying than Americans do. All right, now the 8th thing that America could learn from Australia is how to do sushi. So yes, I know sushi is not like a typical Australian thing.
I think they would probably want to learn that from Japan.
Yeah.
You know, like Japanese. However, they have kind of put a little spin on sushi that I think makes it so much better and makes it kind of like reach like a much larger audience or target market, I guess, if that makes sense. Let me explain. Here in Australia, they have done a couple things that make it just kind of like cool and easy to get. So one is they have a lot of like quick grab and go sushi restaurants here where they just like have sushi like out in a window. You walk by, you can point to which one you want, grab it, and you go. And it's not cut up like it is in America. The sushi comes in a roll like this. So you can get a couple rolls, grab them, and then it's kind of like almost eat them like a sandwich as you walk down the street. I absolutely love this. They are great, healthy, like grab and go snacks. You know, I feel like in America, if you're gonna get something like grab and go, it's gonna be like, I don't know, like a Subway sandwich or like, I don't know, like a burger from McDonald's, like something like not as healthy. Not to mention, it's so affordable here. Like a roll of sushi like that, one of those like grab and go places, is probably gonna cost you like $2.50 American dollars USD. Another great thing.
Sushi in the U.S. gets a huge markup. Sushi is like not known to be an expensive food, but you're spending more money and you're not going to get very full on it.
Yeah, if you're getting cheap sushi, it's like food poisoning potential.
Yeah.
From what I don't eat sushi. Never ate it in the U.S., so I don't really know, but that's what I've heard.
Yeah, same. I never had it in the U.S. We're from Minnesota.
Yeah, not really a big thing in Minnesota.
The thing about the sushi here is there's this style of sushi restaurant that I know it's common in other parts of the world, but I've just never seen it in America, and we could totally adopt it. But that's like the train track, I call it, style sushi. Pretty much you just sit down and the sushi goes around on a little track, and you pick up whatever you want, eat it, and then
It'd be cool
pay
if they did like one where it was on it like a train. We should open that. We know so much about sushi.
Train sushi.
By like the plates, I don't know, it doesn't matter. But I see like multiple of these in every single city in Australia that I've been to. It's just kind of like a cool, fun concept, and I don't know, I don't think I've even seen a restaurant like that in America. As I'm editing this video, I just thought of another like weird or unique sushi thing here, and that is they have a lot of chicken sushi. Real sushi lovers might say that that's not actually sushi, but I don't know. Here at sushi shops, I'd say about like almost half the sushis that they offer, okay, maybe not half, like a third of the sushis that they offer are like fried chicken or grilled chicken. This just makes sushi even more appealing to some people. You know, some people don't like fish, or some people just really like chicken, and they can still get sushi, I guess if you can call it that, without just having like fish or crab or I don't know, raw meat. All right, the 9th thing.
That is really nice, actually. Like if you're the person in your family that doesn't like sushi, you can still go and eat at the restaurant.
There's options for everybody.
Yeah, and you know, we're Australia. I don't know Australia. Do Australians like really love seafood since they're surrounded by ocean? Or are they kind of like...
Yeah, what is Australian food? We have to do a video on that.
We don't know. I don't know.
I just know Outback Steakhouse.
Outback. I'm sure that's authentic.
Oh, yeah.
And Hungry Jack's is their Burger King. I've heard that. What is Australian food? Link us a good video to react to, because all I've heard is like Australians making like good versions of like burritos and burgers and stuff like that.
And you know, it's close proximity to Asia. We know there's a lot of people from different Asian countries that come over. I'm sure they make some good food and influence cuisine as well.
Probably got like a lot of Korean and Chinese restaurants down there, right?
Yeah. From Australia is how to run a DMV. So I don't really know what to call this, but like, you know, like the place where you go to get your license, to get like your car registered, like the government office, like entity that you go to get all your car stuff worked out. In America, we call it the DMV, the Department for Motor Vehicles or something like that. Anyways, and then I know in Victoria they call it like Vic Roads, and then I know in Queensland they call it something else, so it's different in every state here. But the place where you go to get like stuff for your car, get it registered and all that stuff, oh my god, it is so amazing in Australia. Like 10 out of 10 recommend. Like, they're tech savvy, you can make appointments online, they're quick, you get a little letter or number, you go into a queue. There was someone that greeted me when I walked in, like they were just so like, it was a great pleasant experience, and I was only there for like less than an hour. If you go to America, any American will know what I'm talking about, but oh my god, going to the DMV in America is like going, like it's like a trip to hell. You're gonna go there early in the morning, you're gonna wait in line for an hour, then you're gonna get a ticket, you're gonna sit in a chair, you're gonna be in another line for a couple hours. The people who work there are typically unfriendly and cold. They just totally suck in America. And here in Australia, I've experienced them in Victoria, and I had a friend that experienced them here in Queensland, and she was American. And anyways, both of us thought it was like super amazing here, so I'm just gonna assume that in all of Australia, the DMV is probably much better than it is in America. All right, the 10th thing America could learn from Australia is how to eliminate the frickin' penny. All right. Y'all's lowest
That's
sit
very
point is
specific
5
again.
cents. We still have the penny. I don't know why.
This guy really hates pennies.
Yeah, I mean, what about Honest Abe? He doesn't like Honest Abe? That seems racist.
He's on the 5 bill though.
Oh, yeah,
so,
true. He's still got some representation.
We just need to take after you and eliminate our penny. Number 11, and this is probably the most important one on this entire list, and that is we need to learn how to breathalyze like you do in Australia. When I was in Victoria, y'all had these big old giant buses that are all over the roads at all times of the day, just randomly going, and they breathalyze, they like shut a road down and they breathalyze every single car that goes by. It could be at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, 10 a.m., like 4 in the morning.
That actually sounds like horrible.
Yeah, that seems like it would cause some traffic and like, I mean, maybe there's people that like they really catch a lot of people, but I feel like that wouldn't get that many people.
It would probably prevent people from doing it because they're like, I could be driving down the random street and the breathalyzer van's gonna show up.
It's better than how the U.S. does it, which is hide cops in dark alleyways and hope that they can spot it, and then you're just scared that there's gonna be a cop around.
If somebody like slightly swerves or forgets to turn on their blinker, they just instantly get pulled over. They're like, "Are you drunk?" Even if they're not. Yeah, it's interesting. That seems like it would be kind of a public nuisance, though, a bit.
What do you guys think of those things?
I don't know.
No idea when they're going to be there. They're just there, and they breathalyze everyone, and yeah, it's a great way to catch people who are on drugs or drinking and driving. The 12th thing I think America could learn from Australia is your slang. And I'm not saying we should like take your slang and adopt it to America. No, like y'all's slang is like great. It's like a huge part of Australian culture. It's just who you are, you know. And
some Australian person said something to us in Bali, so quick and with like, I don't even know which region he was from, but a very thick accent. And I think it was some slang words to the point where we didn't even understand what he said. I don't know if he was trying to be mean to us or what, but
he was sitting at a restaurant and just kind of looked at us and he yelled something at us.
I don't remember what he even said.
No clue. It was Australian English apparently.
Yeah.
And it's very, I don't know. He was probably very drunk.
Yeah, definitely.
He probably could have used the breathalyzer bus come by at that moment, but I don't know.
And in America, our slang's kind of shit. Like I don't know. We don't have good slang. We don't have much slang at all. Anyways, America, we need to up our slang game because here in Australia, they have so much slang. And if you want to learn some Australian slang, there are 100 Aussie words and phrases, and you can check those out right down there. And also, if you want to know some things that Australia could learn.
Well, those are 12 very, sometimes oddly specific things that this guy thinks we should have in America.
I like watching this type of video typically once we've learned a lot about the country, because then it's actually new information, not just repeating the same facts over and over. But this was like one of the first ones we did on Australia, so it's very random, but it's cool still.
Let us know if there's other videos from Australia that we should check out, and leave them down in the comments below. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Boy.